Aaron Haranath returned to the Surrey side and scored a brilliant 100, while Zafar Ansari batted throughout the first day of the LV County Championship match with Glamorgan at Woodbridge Road in Guildford. Gareth Batty won the toss and batted, allowing Haranath a chance to show what he can do in a rare appearance in the Surrey first team. Of course, he got his opportunity after that horrific collision in Arundel between Rory Burns and Moses Henriquez. The good news is that both men are recovering well. Smiles on pictures uploaded from the hospital, and that allowed people to concentrate on this game. Haranath certainly did that as he dominated the scoring early, and Ansari happy to play second fiddle to a man who's waited so patiently for his chance. Andrew Salter was on early in this game and nearly pulled off a stunning return catch to get rid of Ansari, while at the other end, Haranath eased to a 50 off 82 balls with this single off David Lloyd. For the 28-year-old, this was the 18th time he'd made it to this mark in his 51st first-class match. He should have been dismissed before lunch, an edge being dropped in the slips by Jacques Rudolph. It was to prove to be a costly miss by the Glamorgan skipper. These two are the only unbeaten teams in the second division of the Championship, and it was, without doubt, the home team's morning. This boundary from Ansari, seeing him head to the break on 27, made out of Surrey's 92 without loss. And on the two of them went after the break. It looked to be a very good toss to win, and these two looked as if they were going to go on all day against an attack, to its credit, which never wavered, even though they were getting very little help from the surface for the most part. You had to feel a little for Burns, who would have loved to be out there, but his loss was Haranath's gain, this pair batting as if they've spent years with each other at the top of the Surrey batting order. The total had moved up to 135 without loss in the 43rd over when Ansari got to his half-century. He'd needed 130 deliveries for his, which emphasised the concentration he'd employed and just how disciplined the visiting attack had been, even without any successes. Ansari had moved up to 59 when his partner had a moment of concern and then joy. Down the wicket, Haranath came, and an inside edge was just what he needed to get to three figures for the fourth time in his first-class career. After such a long wait for an opportunity, it was no surprise that he was so pleased with his achievement. He'd faced 157 balls and hit 13 fours. Well played, Aaron. And he and Ansari were still together at the end of the afternoon session, by which time they'd taken their partnership to 199. Ansari still there on 62 after spending 64 overs at the crease. Their stand was finally ended on 208 in the third over after tea. Haranath on 120 going after a wide ball from Michael Hogan and using one hand to guide the ball to Salter at backward point. That brought in Dominic Sibley, who'd waited for 67 overs to get to the crease, sitting patiently with his gear on in the pavilion. It's often not easy to come out after such a substantial partnership, but Sibley did well initially. However, having got to 21, he just fished at a ball from Lloyd and edged to Rudolph, who made no mistake this time. In his next over, Lloyd found some outswing, and Ben Folkes up at number 4 went after it but edged behind to go for a couple. This was a good spell for Glamorgan, just before the second new ball was due. Vikram Solanki in his first innings of the summer making just a single before he edged a big drive off Craig Macheda behind. That brought in Anish Kapil in this much altered Surrey batting lineup, and he and Ansari, who was of course still there, were able to stop the rot by adding 43 runs for the fifth wicket, but it was the Welshman who ended a tough day well. Graham Wagg had Kapil leg before, but he missed a flick to leg after making 21. And the same bowler struck with the last ball of the day, as night watchman Stuart Meeker was another LBW victim, although he was unsure as to why he was given out. The last session had seen Glamorgan take 6 wickets for 90 runs, a great fight back, which saw Surrey end the day on 289 for 6, with Ansari still there having batted for 6 hours and 19 minutes for his 91 runs, which has taken him 262 balls to accumulate. He deserves a ton when the second morning begins.